Welcome back, ECO736 students. This is Carmen and I am doing a voiceover for your second video clip for week 1 of ECO736 Development Economics. This clip will focus on your course outline. I do expect you to read through it as well at least 2 more times after you've listened to this clip. In case you're wondering why all the clips seem to be 15 minutes long, well, with the free version of Screenomatic, which is the tool used to do the voiceover, it only allows for 15-minute clips at a time. And you will also experience this when you do your presentations with Screenomatic for your voiceovers. I just want to draw your attention to the fact that the course outline currently in your eCanva course outline folder, it will say draft 3. You can consider this the latest version of your course outline. If there are any changes or amendments that need to be made to your course outline in future, it will be called draft 4. Okay? If that does happen, I'll be sure to send out an announcement to notify you via eCanva that your course outline has been updated. But at this point, for the week of 27 July, which is week 1, this is the latest version of your course outline. I can skip the contents page. You can read through that yourself. Okay, general info. You know that I'm your lecturer, Carmen Christian. The room number and building and my landline, those are totally irrelevant because we're not doing face-to-face learning this semester. In the previous video clip, I gave you my cell phone number for the ECO736 WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group will be used for emergencies as well as for consultation during the consultation periods, which would be Mondays 1 to 4 p.m. or Fridays 11:30 to 2:30 p.m. So remember to send me a one-liner via WhatsApp with your name, surname, student number and ECO736, and I will add you to the ECO736 WhatsApp group. And just to reiterate, that WhatsApp group is only for emergencies, and then you can also only use it for consultation during these time slots, okay? Alternatively, you can email me at cchristian@uwc.ac.za, but please allow for a 48-hour response time. I'm normally quicker than that, but just in case. As I've mentioned before, your class times scheduled for ECO736, it is Thursdays 9:25 to 11:05 a.m. And that is the time during which I will be online on the discussion forum on eCanva, and where I will expect you to participate in the online discussion forum as well. So even though I upload your slides and your readings in advance, and you may want to be doing that learning in advance, this Thursday time slot is still applicable in order for you to have time set aside to just listen to your video clips and go through your slides one more time, and then to post any questions in the discussion forum, which there will be one for each week, which is on eCanva, related to that week's content. Okay. So from next week, we will start getting into the nitty-gritty of development economics, which you all know is a branch of economics. But for now, it's important for you just to understand what the main objectives of this course are in broad terms. Number 1, and we spend a lot of time on this in term 3, is poverty and inequality, and specifically measurement thereof. In fact, your practical, which you've got one of, your practical will involve doing calculations measuring poverty and inequality. Furthermore, at a postgraduate level, you will be expected to critically evaluate and interpret the impact of development activities on emerging economies. You will also be expected to critically analyze recent social policy developments in the South African context, and then also to critically assess the nature and complexity of Africa's growth performance. Okay, so what are the teaching and learning activities this semester, given that we are using an online platform? So we will conduct what we call multimodal lectures. It's not face-to-face. It will be a combination of slides and voiceovers, which will be posted on eCanva. And you need to listen to those video clips, and you need to go through those slides. Remember, because it's uploaded on eCanva, which is 0 rated, those video clips will not require data. You will also be given prescribed readings, which you've got to read in advance so that you're able to participate in the online class discussion during the time slot on a Thursday. And you will also be given weekly reading assignments based on the weekly readings, which you have to upload before the lecture starts at 9:25 on a Thursday. So eCanva is going to become very critical in the semester, and I've got a whole other video clip dedicated to going through the eCanva tools, which you can watch after this. So as I mentioned earlier, you will have one practical assignment which will cover measurement of poverty and inequality, and that is due in term 4. And then you will have weekly reading assignments, which you will start submitting from next week in week 2. So in week 2, before your lecture in week 2, you have to submit your first reading assignment. You will also have an essay that is due, also in term 4. And then presentations, each of you will get one opportunity to put together a PowerPoint slide on a specific reading that is allocated to you. And I will show you in the eCanva clip where the roster is for that presentation. And then you also need to upload your presentation before the lecture starts. And this starts from next week. Please note, you need to take time to revise your 336 development economics work. We won't have time to get through that in postgraduate studies because most of our work is applied and we assume you know all the theories. So go back to your old undergraduate work. If you have any admin related queries, Mrs. Dilgy is the person to speak to. You may email her at cdilgy@uwc.ac.za. And then for those of you who would like to delete ECO736, you only have this week in which to do it. So the week starting 27 July up until Friday is the week for adding and deleting modules. So if you want to delete this module and add another one, you have to do it within this week. Okay, page 5 of your course line, extremely important. Read this every single week, okay? It will tell you where you are in relation to your week of the semester, what the lecture topic is, the activities that will be conducted in the lecture, as well as the submissions due for that lecture. So we are now in week 1, and for today, or this week's lecture, which is on Thursday, it's basically only slides and video clips related to the module overview and information session, okay? And that is basically where I discuss what your weekly reading assignments are, what your practicals are, etc. You have already conducted a flexible learning and teaching online survey. Thank you for doing that. The results that you have provided have been used to design this ECO736 module. Next week, which is week 2, starting on Monday the 3rd of August to Friday the 7th of August, we start with our first topic, which is development perspectives. And so from next week, what is due is a submission of your first reading assignment. Now, let me reiterate, all reading assignments have to be submitted before the lecture starts. So technically your lecture starts at 9:25, so you need to upload that weekly reading assignment before then, okay? The same with whoever is presenting next week. You need to upload your presentation, your PowerPoint slides with voiceovers. You need to upload that before 9:25, okay? And then everyone needs to participate in the online class discussion, which takes place in the discussion forum on eCanva. Remember, that also contributes to your class participation mark. And you can see every week the topic is described, the activities and what is needed for submission. You will notice that in term 3, the only thing you are submitting every week before lecture is your reading assignment. Those people who are allocated will submit their presentations, which is the PowerPoint, again before the lecture starts. That's all you are submitting for term 3. You then have a week's break, and then in term 4, there are 2 additional submissions, okay? Immediately when you get back, that's in week 7, not only will you submit your assignment, reading assignment 6 before that lecture, you will also submit your practical on the Friday 18 September, okay? And then your essay is due on Friday the 2nd of October, that's in week 9. Not to worry, all the information related to your practical as well as your essay will be uploaded on eCanva. In fact, your essay information is already uploaded on eCanva, and very soon your practical information will be put up there as well. So you'll see in total there are 10 reading assignments. The last week, week 12, is basically just consolidation, discussing the exam format, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, I'm sure you can go through this on your own, looking at how your different activities are linked to graduate attributes, but I'm sure what you're more interested in is your CAM weightings of the different components, when it's due, how many marks, etc. Okay, so class participation contributes 10% towards your CAM. Okay, each student, you're going to present one article, and there's a roster as to who presents when on a predetermined date. And so you will then submit your PowerPoint before the lecture that week so that your classmates can review it along with the slides for that lecture. In addition, your class participation mark here will also consider how often you participate on the discussion forum, on eCanva. Do you ask questions? Do you answer questions? But in total, this is 20 marks, okay? Due dates, the date of the presentation is confirmed in the roster. And I'll show you where the roster is in the next clip, which covers the eCanva tools. Please read the instructions for the class participation very carefully. All that information is also loaded on eCanva. Every single week for 10 weeks, there will be a reading assignment, right? This will contribute 30% in total. You need to upload that reading assignment onto eCanva before the start of each lecture. Each assignment is worth 25 marks, and you will, what's going to contribute to this 30% is the best 8 out of those 10 assignments submitted. So if you submit all 10, then I'll pick your top 8 marks that will contribute towards the 30%. And you can just go back to page 5 to see when each, or what the topic is for each reading assignment each week. As I said before, there's a practical assignment on measurement issues. This also counts 30%. In total, it is 50 marks, and there will be 2 25-mark questions that you need to answer, due Friday 18 September. And once again, all the instructions for this practical will be loaded onto eCanva. You also have an essay that you've got to write for 100 marks, counts 30% to your CAM, and that is due Friday 2 October. Again, all the info on this will be posted on eCanva. Now, what is different this year is that your CAM counts 60% and your exams only count 40%. Also note that your exam will be a take-home exam, and the format of that will be discussed later on. The rest of your course line just goes through all your readings, which are also going to be loaded onto eCanva every single week. These 2 readings for your background readings have already been uploaded, and you can read that, as well as your 2 readings for next week's lecture. It has also been uploaded, and you can start reading through that because it's linked to your first assignment as well. The last page of your course outline just looks at other resources. If you need support, please contact CSSS. And once again, it covers the instructions for your ECO736 WhatsApp group. Okay, please read your course outline. 2 more times.